Hello students. In this video, we will learn how to perform our experiment number 7, which aims to determine the stability of a control system and using root locus method. Okay. So without further ado, let me share my screen and make you understand the fact. So I hope all of you can see my screen. So this is exactly the title of this experiment number 7. It is to define a transfer function first in MATLAB or GNU Octave platform and then checking its stability using the root locus method. Okay. So I hope you are familiar with the basic linear control systems theory. So I need not to explain each and every point. So for me, a control system or any system can be represented by a simple block diagram like this, where this system is kind of black box, which is associated with some inputs and outputs. Okay. And in general, in control systems, we are characterizing any system by its transfer function. And as you all know, that what is the definition of transfer function? It is the ratio of output to the input in Laplace domain or frequency domain, S domain specifically. Okay. In Laplace domain, provided the initial conditions are set to be 0. Okay. And this transfer function, since it is a ratio, so often we will end up with it's a kind of ratio of two polynomials. One is for numerator and another is denominator polynomial. Okay. So these are some typical examples of transfer functions. Okay. So, and what is the order of the system? If you look at this denominator polynomial, you have to understand you have to find out what is the highest degree of this denominator polynomial. If it is 1, then we will call it a first order system. If it is 2, then we will call it a second order system. So that means the highest degree of the denominator polynomial defines the degree of or order of a system, right? So for example, here in the first two examples, if you can observe, this is of course a first order system because the highest degree is 1 in denominators, and here it is 2, here it is 3. Now the numerator polynomial, maybe it is a constant or it is also is a polynomial, maybe a non-constant polynomial. For example, in the first two examples, we can see here that it is a constant polynomial, that means 1, or it could be 2 or 3 or any numeric number. Okay. Or anything. But it is not necessary that always in numerator it will be 1 or 2. It may be some other polynomial also. For example, in third order system, look at this third order system. Here it is a polynomial s plus 2. So, well, so these are the different kind of polynomials, and these are the different kinds of representations of different systems, transfer functions. So first our job is to define this transfer function. For that, go to this GNU Octave part, and I hope the first 3 lines are very easy to you to understand. Okay, clear all, close all, and CLC. I'll not talk about it. And then package load control. This means it is to load the package to utilize control related library functions. So we will use in this the following code some functions or control functions, okay, which is written in this library. Okay, so that's why we need to write this line pkg load control. Fine. So after that, suppose there is a system like system means transfer function like 1 by s square plus 3s plus 2. So how to define it? So for that, you have to define first numerator and then you have to define denominator. So how to, since it is 1 by 1 plus s 3s s square plus 3s plus 2. So 1 by means, so numerator is of course 1. So I have written here numerator equal to 1, denominator equal to s square plus 3s plus 2. So look at this. These are the just coefficients of this denominator polynomial. If I say that my denominator is s square minus 3s plus 2, then you have to just place a minus symbol over here. It will be 1 minus 3, 2, and it is called a vector. Okay, fine. So after defining numerator and denominator, you can define the transfer function. Okay, and for that defining transfer function, there is a inbuilt command or function which is called TF. TF stands for transfer function, and this transfer function, this function takes two arguments. One is for numerator and another is for denominator. Please do not interchange the order. So first you have to put numerator and then you have to put the denominator. Okay, and then it will store the data, whatever in the ratio form, it will store into the system variable. Okay, system is I have given this name. You can also given it capital G or anything if you want. Okay, so that system is in that system it will be stored. So let me first run this code as of now. Okay, so this code is pretty simple and straightforward. So up to this, and if I run this code, and if you go to this command window, then you can see num is defined as 1, denominator is a vector 1, 3, 2, but I have not mentioned any s or any other terms. Okay, but since I have used this tf command, so it automatically it understand that 1 means it will be s square, 3 means it will be 3s, it will be 2 again. Okay, so if I say that how to write a transfer function like 1 by s square plus 2, where s term is not there. So not there means you have to define this as denominator is equal to 102. Understand my point? I want to, that means let me write it here. I want to write a transfer function like this format. It will be only s square plus, let's say, 3 or something like this. Then how to it will not work probably. Okay, it is not working. Okay, fine. But if I want to print or if I want to store this system, then what to do? Then I have to write again the numerator equal to 1 for me, and then denominator will be a vector again, but here only s square term is there and the constant term is there, so I will omit the middle term and then it will be 103, and then it will be denominator, and then if I write that system is equal to tf, call that function again, and numerator comma denominator, then I guess it will be coming as expected, like 1 by s square plus 3, right? So this is the fact. In this way you can define a transfer function. I think the first part is okay. If you have any doubt, then you can also comment or you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, fine. Next one is I have to draw the root locus, and the theory of this root locus already has been discussed in the theory class, I hope, and you are all familiar with how to draw root locus, but it is a tedious job for a student when they manually plot this root locus for a complicated system which has 4 roots or 2 roots even. Okay, so for that you have to calculate the asymptotes and the angle of all those terms are involved, but here it is a one-line command only in GNU Octave, and the command or function is rlocus. Rlocus stands for root locus, and root locus of what? Of this particular system. And if I run this code, then you will see this will be our root locus looks like. And as you know, 1 by s square plus 3s plus 2 in this particular example, it is a second order system. That means it has 2 poles, and one pole is at -1, another pole is at -2. A pole means s square plus 3s plus 2, as you know, that it will be factorized like s plus 1 and s plus 2, right? And s plus 1 means the one pole is at -1, and it is plus 2. From s plus 2 we can imply that another pole is at -2, 2, right? So here it is. So one is at -1, another is at -2 as expected, and this red cross denotes the, or red dots denotes the pole. Okay. And since there is no zeros, if there is any zero, then it will be marked as green dots. Okay. And these are the root locus. Okay. These are the root locus. Okay. Fine. So this is how you can, draw the root locus in a very simple way. First, define the transfer function and then use rlocus comment. That's all. And from here, you can also comment on the stability of the system. How to, is it a stable system or unstable system? Of course, it is a stable system, because you can see the root locus never cross the imaginary axis. So that means it always lying between in the negative half of the S-plane. So from that, we can comment on its stability, that it's a very stable system. Okay, so that's all for the illustration purpose. Code is also very simple. I hope you all understand. But now stability concept also I have discussed. Now here is the what you have to do now. So first of all, you have to try with different systems. Okay, so as I mentioned here, define the following transfer functions and plot the root locus of the following system. One is the first order, like 1 by s plus 1, 1 by s square plus 3s plus 2, already discussed. Okay, and s plus 2 by s cube plus 4s plus. So plot different systems you can explore. Okay, if you explore more, then you will learn or observe more kind of fascinating root locus structures, and from that it is very interesting to comment on its stability. So do that, of course. And after that, in your lab record, when take it as an homework, that in your lab record, what you have to do, you have to first define this particular transfer function, which has, it is a fourth order transfer function. As you can see, manually plot the root locus. That means you have to solve the problem manually, plot the root locus. Okay, and then using this simple method, using in this implement the same thing in GNU Octave and verify your results, whether you land up with the same kind of plot or any different plots is there. Okay, you just comment on that. If you find any difficulty, then also you can write it in the lab record. Okay, and after that, after this particular example, take any arbitrary second order transfer function and also plot its root locus. Okay, and check its stability. Check its stability, whether it is stable or unstable, or it is marginally stable. Okay, and then take an arbitrary third order transfer function and plot its root locus and do the same, check its stability. So this is the task you have to produce in your lab record. And as of now, during this lab, you have to complete this task. Okay, so thank you all.